What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cult of Recreationalism podcast. I'm your host, Nathan Morris, along with Sean Lake. And today on the show, we've got Logan Lisle.
What's up, boys?
What's up,
Yeah,
Logan?
nice to have you here. A little
Thank
bit for folks to know about Logan. Logan is a dad joke aficionado. Logan started the Instagram DockTok, TikTok, DockTok, all things social media as a way to entertain his family. He has a coffee collaboration, a signature coffee. And little known fact, his mustache has its own insurance policy. So welcome, Logan.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I don't know if that was true, Sean. I just threw it in there to see if you'd actually say it.
That's awesome.
No, that head scratch he just gave is suggestive that he's like, I might need one of those because I ever
should
piss
have
off
one.
some girlfriend and she comes up with a razor and just gives me a whack. I might be out of work for a while.
It's funny you bring that up because, like, right here, I don't know what's going on. I think I just got to take it all off and restart.
How long does it take you to grow that?
About 3 hours.
No.
No.
2 hours when you're on collagen.
Yeah, exactly. I would say about 5-6 days. It's like pretty much it's there.
Dang.
Which is good for me, right? Because it's kind of the brand. So
Mm-hmm.
It's a major signature item on the brand. In fact, I don't know that folks would just recognize if it was strictly sunglasses and a baseball cap turned back. It's going to screw up the whole world.
Yeah. No, it's actually funny when I don't have a mustache. I don't have anybody saying anything to me about DockTok, but once I have the mustache, I get a couple double takes.
That's like you go on vacation and you shave it off so you can actually be incognito. Like,
Yeah, no, 100%.
Do you ever feel pinned down by that? That like, oh God, like I've run this mustache for years now, and I just want a little freedom.
No, it's because it's not like it's all the time. You know what I mean? So actually, when it happens, it's kind of fun. You know what I mean? Like I've gone weeks without anyone saying anything. I'm like, man, are my videos not out there right now? Like, am I being pushed down to the bottom? So once it happens, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm still around. You know what I mean?
I still got it. I'm still here.
Still got it. I haven't left.
got the juice.
Yeah.
Yep. There's a mojo out there. There's a mojo out there.
Do you do podcasts, Logan? Like, sorry, Sean, I didn't mean to cut you off. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen like you post anything like having done a podcast before.
I think I've done like 2 podcasts in my life.
Okay.
One was with one of my good buddies, and then another one was just a random one. I don't know. He just reached out on Instagram. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I don't even remember what the conversation was, to be honest. But
Well, he probably surprised him. Like the guy was like, wait, he actually responded to me. Holy crap.
Yeah. So I was just like in my bedroom on my laptop, and I don't know. I wasn't fancy or anything. I was just answering questions, and yeah, no, I haven't. I've been trying to set up podcasts, as you can see here. I got my sign backwards. Everything's going well for me on the podcast world.
Well,
but I'm gonna start getting into it. So
what you don't recognize is that maybe because of the way the camera's set up, it'll flip just the mug over, and then the DockTok will still read perfectly.
yeah,
It'll all
maybe
work out.
we'll see. Will it flip?
No.
No.
No,
Wait.
sorry, man. I just wanted you to feel good.
Yeah. No, I thought this would be kind of cool because like we got to hang out with you down in San Diego a couple weeks ago and shoot some stuff. Actually, the video just went up a couple days ago as we're recording this. But I was like, it's not just there. It's a lot of dad jokes, but you're not just dad jokes, dry humor all the time. Like you have a life outside of this character you've created online. And that was kind of, I just wanted to talk about that and like let people get to know like Logan a little bit. So
Yeah. No, it's funny. I think when people meet me in person, I think they expect that character, right? So, when they ask me for a dad joke, I've done hundreds of videos of dad jokes, just deadpan, serious, right? So when they ask me for a dad joke, I can't even remember one. And then let alone, say it and deliver it like I would in the videos. So I'm honestly kind of a completely different person. So I think it kind of disappoints people once in a
Really?
while. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think I'll tell a joke that I think is funny, and they're like, "Oh no, give us another one." So it's like it's kind of tough to be on and give them, a good
Always,
joke. Always.
always on. Imagine being a professional comedian, right? Because
Exactly.
in a way you are. In a way, the world's
Right.
looking at you, and it's funny because like I don't know, Joe Rogan is doing, or he just did like a live event for Netflix, and he's never done a live event before that was
Right.
recorded, like streamed live. He's like, and he was like, well, why am I doing this? I'm doing it because it's a crazy challenge. It's super stressful, but it's also super real.
Yeah.
That's kind of what you get encountered when people are like, oh my God, it's Logan
Right.
Lisle, DockTok, tell me a joke. And
Yeah.
you're just on the spot, like, all right, now I have to perform for you.
Yeah. No, it's funny you bring up Joe Rogan. I think it was a year and a half ago about I got invited to go on to America's Got Talent. At first I was super excited, and then I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, Doc Talk just doesn't translate on America's Got Talent. You have people with real, legit talents that can sing or magic, all these things. It's like putting the show The Office on stage, and everyone's just gonna, it's dry humor.
Yeah.
So it would actually ruin my career. I'd become a meme. So I ended up obviously telling them no. But yeah, it's the same thing with Joe Rogan. His stuff is a little bit different, obviously, so he's able to do that. But my stuff, it's just
Well, there's a setup, there's a stage, like the pauses that are baked into what you do, which I imagine has evolved over time. Like your first round of this probably, didn't have that, but like the way it's captured online, where there's a lead in, a receiver of that lead in, back to the payoff, the reaction, and then that joint kind of like, okay, what are we going to do with this? Like that
exactly.
pacing is, I don't want to call it deliberate. I think it's sort of reached its peak to where you've played with the recipe, and now you've got the perfect recipe. And I don't know that it would work on America's Got Talent, because you need like the host to sit down in the other chair and do it with you.
Yeah, Shane Gillis, I think, is hilarious. He just came out with a new TV show, Tires, and Jesse and I are afraid to watch it because we don't want to ruin that aspect of how he's funny.
Yeah,
you can watch the show and be like, wow, he's not really funny. Like
he lost
it. Yeah, so I want to keep Dog Talk within that frame. So
no, that makes sense. So zooming back out. Yeah. I kind of want to get into the origin of all this and like where it came from. So you've got a really large family. Tell me a little bit about that background and kind of like what being raised in that world was, because that's, in a lot of ways you might be fighting for some attention there when you've got a bunch of siblings.
Yeah, no, I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. They're all pretty successful. And when I went to college, I changed my major like 5 times. I did athletic training before I did my final major, which I'll get to, but I did athletic training. I remember going to a class and they showed blood on the screen, and I just walked out. I'm like, this isn't for me. And then I tried to change my major again, and I guess after a few weeks, you can't change your major. You have to stick it out in the semester, or else you're going to be too far behind classes and whatnot. So anyways, I stuck it out. And then after that semester, a new major came out called independent filmmaking, which is pretty funny because it was only available for 2 years. The only last 2 years I was in college. So I did all these classes, finished it out, went to LA, had an internship, worked on a Nicolas Cage movie. Long story short, I graduated, had no idea what to do with independent filmmaking.
What Nicolas Cage movie?
It's called Pay the Ghost.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Scary movie.
Google
it's not
that.
really scary though. Yeah.
Pay the Ghost.
Pay the Ghost. It was a very
Was this like skip the theaters straight to your rental program type Nicolas Cage era? Because he's had 2 eras, like a very popular era, and the ones that just sort of like drop right into Netflix.
I think it was right when he started becoming kind of a meme, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was unfortunate. Some people got to intern at like Pixar and all these cool places. I was on a Nicolas Cage movie, but the experience was fun. I shot my sister's wedding when I moved to Tahoe. Sorry, moved to Tahoe after college. Worked for my dad at a vacation rental company. I was cleaning hot tubs. It was the best gig ever. And then I was like, man, I should do something.
Hey.
Oh,
I
no, trust me.
I mean, ever seen Hot Dog the movie? There's a lot of stuff that goes on in those vacation hot tubs.
What the funny thing about hot tubs is I would throw in the hose. I would put the siphon in, and then I'd come back like 3 hours later and just fill it up. Like I wasn't even around it. Just did a little spray, threw some chlorine. I was a little chemist.
We had an expression in Boston where I was raised. When someone had to clean out the hot tub, we'd warn our buddies and be like, "Hey, watch out for the skimmers." Okay,
the skimmers.
Just watch out for those skimmers.
So yeah, then I was sitting there. I'm like, man, I need to do something with my career. So I took on my sister's wedding. I was like, let me shoot your wedding. I think that has some money in it. Shot her wedding. Fast forward a year or two, I end up shooting 40 to 50 weddings a year. But within that time frame, my family goes to this family camp every year. I think we've been going like 20 years now.
Okay,
maybe more. I honestly think it's been more. Yeah. Anyways, but every Thursday of the week we host a talent show, and I was the MC 10 years ago, and we started off with a video, which I'll try to send to you. It's actually kind of funny. But 3 years later, we moved the camp to a different location, which was Tahoe, and they had a dock. So I wanted to start it off with another video. And I told my brother, I'm like, let's just go sit on the dock and do dad jokes. So we did. Started off the talent show with basically DockTok. Everyone loved it. I'm like, let's keep doing this. What I did, TikTok wasn't out. I took those videos and I would do it every Monday with my buddy Chris, because my brother wasn't around. We would do all kinds of different topics, misconceptions, pet peeves, you name it. We did it every Monday. Didn't get that many views.
You were posting pretty much from the get-go. Like, you did this originally for this family camp.
Yeah.
And then you just said, you know what? I've got this content. I'm going to just throw it up on Instagram.
Yeah, no, like I got the content. I threw it up on Instagram. People were like, wow, I need more of this. It was like, close friends, whoever was following me at the time, a couple thousand followers that I had.
And this is how many years ago?
This was 2018. Okay. I have established 2018 here because I believe that was the year. Because I think TikTok came out later that year or in 2019. I'm not sure. I should Google that.
It was around then. Like, it was right before the pandemic. So I remember like the TikTok dance explosion was hit in like March of 2020 when the world shut down and everyone needed something to do. And it was just like, where did all these coordinated dances come from? And like it exploded. And then I only knew about them because of Instagram. People would just push them over and they'd have the little watermark from TikTok.
Exactly.
And then they were hysterical. I mean, they were like, there was like good mindless entertainment there.
Yeah, no. So TikTok came out, and I personally, I hated TikTok. I don't know what it was with me, but I was like, everyone's making these, dumb little videos. We already have Instagram. We have this and that. Like, what's this other app kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, little did I know it was going to be one of the biggest apps ever. But a year goes by, and sorry, let me rewind. I stopped posting every Monday after the summer. I was just kind of over it. I kind of ran out of topics, wasn't getting any traction, but it was fun, and I had to, just focus my time on other things.
Well, you were shooting weddings too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it was tough to get my buddy to go in the morning. He had to go to work, so it was always a rush, and it was just, anyways. But I took a clip of the video from family camp because I thought that was my best video. And I put it on TikTok, and it got like 1 million views. I remember being at the barber with my brother Darren, and it just kept climbing. I'm like, dude, let's go. And then the next day, I posted something like random. I was trying to like be creative, and I think got like 10,000 followers the first day. So I'm like, all right, I got followers. I can post something. I'll get the same amount of views, maybe. Who knows? Got like 200 views. I'm like, what the heck? I'm like, all right, so stick to the plan. just keep posting that. And so I did. And then when I ran out of, the good clips of all the Doc Talks that I made, I grabbed my brother, Trevor, who wasn't even the original brother of the...
Well, you got 4 to choose from, so you can just kind of cycle through.
So my brother, Trevor, lived in Tahoe. I said, hey, Trevor, can I do some jokes with you? And he's like, what the heck is that? He's like, okay. He literally sat down on the dock with me, and he had no clue what was going on. I was like, just say this. And I'm telling him these jokes, and finally he tells this joke, and I think it clicked on it, like clicked in his head later what the joke was. So he starts bursting out in laughter. And then I started bursting out in laughter. It's like an iconic TikTok video that I'll repost till the day I die. But it's a Dr. Pepper joke. It's what kind of doctor was Dr. Pepper? Physician. So he says physician, and then it clicks in his head. He loses it, and then I lose it. I post that on TikTok. It got, I think to this day, it's got over 15 million views. It could be over 20 million. I don't remember, but
a lot. That's the definition of viral.
Yeah. So then and then Trevor, he starts getting excited. He's like, "Whoa, we just got 10 million views." He's like, "Let's get back on the dock." So I kept rolling with him because he was in Tahoe. It was convenient.
Yep.
And we shot a lot of episodes. And then basically I haven't stopped since. I try to get to the dock when I can. Whichever brother's available, or Jesse, my buddy. And yeah, that's pretty much.
And Jesse's not here today, but he's like a critical part of the doc.
Yeah.
I mean, because Jesse's probably, I guess, I don't know. I just started tuning in, in the last year, and I feel like Jesse's one of the mainstays that I'm used to seeing on the doc. And then, of course, we've all gotten to know each other a little bit. So how did Jesse get involved past just using just family?
Another great story. He and I reconnected back in June of last year. I was in Tahoe. He was living with his brother out in Utah, and he called me. We just caught up. And then
so you knew each other from like high school or college?
Yeah. Sorry. So rewind. We met like 2018. His girlfriend is one of my best friends, so I met him through her.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I worked with him on different projects with video. Did some videography for him, one of his startups. And then fast forward a couple of years, he moved out to Utah. We reconnected. I told him I'll come out and visit him. We'll work together. I got some work to do. He's a workhorse, so we just had fun working and hanging out. And then we're in the car, and he's like, I want to do a pickleball app. I'm like, dude, that would be awesome because I don't know who to play with. Like, I love pickleball, but I can't find anybody to play with. So we started a pickleball app. And then fast forward October, when we're trying to get some, we formed a group, a team together. We have 4 co-founders. Fast forward October, and we're trying to do this launch party. So he comes out and flies out to San Diego when I was living there, and we planned for this launch party. We had 15 or so pickleball players and pros, promoting our brand. And so while he was in San Diego, I was like, hey, do you mind hopping on the dock with me and doing some dad jokes? Cause I don't want to fly to Tahoe and, do with my brother, blah, blah, blah. He's like, sure. And then after the first episode, he's like, wow, that was a lot of fun. Like, let's do that again. And I think he kind of started to see the potential DockTok had. So he really wanted to hop on board. He basically never moved back to his brother. I think he has. Yeah, I think he still has a lot of stuff in Utah. Almost a year later.
Between him and his brother, you don't got to worry about that.
Yeah. No, he just moved in. My roommate at the time was like, all right, I guess I'll just move in with my girlfriend. So we just kept working together, and one thing led to another, and now he's my chief administrative officer, and he's part host, part a workhorse.
Yeah, man.
For DockTok, and he's been great. I think without him, I don't know if I'd be where I'm at right now.
No,
So
I mean, you're like a classic visionary. Like you have this spark of ideas,
yeah,
but if you don't have that workhorse and that person right next to you who's equally as important to get those things done, I mean, look, you've done, to my knowledge, at least a dozen collaborations with different brands of different sizes or different events, and
yeah,
like those things don't just happen. There's things that have to happen along the way and steps to take. And while you're the face of it, and you have the spark to energize everyone into the idea, it doesn't always actually happen until someone else pulls it together. I mean, I'll make no mistakes. I've been excited about a podcast for a long time, but if I didn't have Nathan
yeah,
making sure that everything got booked, everyone shows up, and like the audio's there, the video's there, the pieces come together, it would never happen. And I'm
true.
self-aware
Yep.
that we're like, I could love
Yeah,
it, but shit ain't gonna happen. You've got Jesse.
yeah. No, I think we complement each other well on different things, and it's been working out great.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, that's how we kind of connected and kept going. It's funny how we're in San Diego. His girlfriend lives there, and then I was like, I want to move to Arizona. He's like, all right, I'm going to Arizona. So I'm like, all right.
Hun, I know you were thinking we're taking this relationship to the next level.
I threw him a curveball, but
Did he hit you on that one where he's like, Logan, can you tell her? Because I don't want to deal with that heat.
yeah, I actually don't remember who told her first. I might have dropped a hint or two before he was like, yeah, I think I gotta go.
Yeah, I think you're coming back. I think that's if there's an end message, it's just a matter of timing when you guys are coming
No,
back.
it is. I'm telling you, I was in San Diego a week ago, and man, I'm just like sitting at the beach, and I'm like, man, this is home.
Yeah.
I love Arizona. I just haven't been here that often. I've been just on the go.
Well, that's the thing. Like with all the collaborations, plus you have, and you got to tell everyone about the bike rentals and what you're doing up in Tahoe. Like you've got two amazing homes between, the Nevada side of Tahoe or South Lake in Tahoe and San Diego. So it's like, if you're looking for a tax break, I would recommend Incline Village, and then just live in Incline, get your taxes sorted out, get all your residency there, roll down, make sure that, the rental shop is up and firing, hang out with the family. And then you got San Diego, man. That's the best of both worlds. And between Sacramento direct flights and Reno direct flights, brother, it's an easy world.
100%. Yeah, I think that's the cool thing about the bike shop. And if you want, I can talk about that. But I can, live in Nevada if I wanted to and work at this bike shop that I own with my dad. It's called South Lake E-Bikes. I'm there all summer. Well, maybe not this summer. If my dad's watching this, he'll say something.
Sorry,
I haven't been there that often.
We'll look for the comments from the old man, and
sorry, Dad. But I can be there a lot for the bike shop, and then have best of both worlds.
Well, it's not like you just opened the bike shop and then handed the keys to your dad, right?
Well, I think he would feel that way right now. But it's our fourth year. I would say the first 3 years I was pretty, present.
Yeah.
This year's just been nuts, and I feel bad. There's just been so many things going on.
Well, I don't think anyone could have scripted, and this kind of is a segue into the next question, but I mean, you've got DockTok, you've got collaborations coming in, and like, look at when you do a collaboration, there's money involved, which helps keep the lights on, which like you can't ignore. Your goal, of course, is to make sure they're the best quality collabs and partnerships that you can work on, like the one that we have with Bubs. Like, we're not doing this podcast because we have a partnership. We're doing it because the work you do is amazing. That's a bonus on top that we get to roast coffee together and do more work. But that's a whole workflow. Then you've got millions and millions of followers across all the different social media platforms. And your dad's got to recognize, like, you didn't necessarily plan that, but you definitely did it to get some attention back in 2018. Well, it worked, probably surpassed your wildest dreams, where it's like, okay, I've got the e-bike shop in South Lake, but
Yeah.
This thing's big, and like if I don't capture this now, it could just go away. So you kind of have a
Exactly.
responsibility to take advantage of that. Which
Yeah.
you're here.
No, I remember my second year at the bike shop. I was editing in the shop, helping rent and take calls or whatever, try to work on merch, and doing it by myself. It's funny. The first guy I ordered mugs from, they were $20 a mug. So they're color changing mugs. So when you fill it up, it reveals the joke. They're really cool mugs.
That's cool idea.
But I had to sell them for $45 to make any money, and I figured if it was the first 100 mugs, people would buy it. I sold them out in like 2 days, which was insane. So I'm like, I was going back. I'm like, I need to get these mugs from somewhere else, because if I can sell 100 mugs in 2 days with better margins, Anyways, point of the story is I was just working in and out of the bike shop for a few years, and then today it's just not worth my time to help people with bikes when we just hire out. There's too many opportunities out there and a lot of things going on with DockTok. So
I mean, true. You could hire someone for, you'd pay them $25-$30 an hour, which is a great wage in South Lake. Get a responsible kid. Yeah, there's going to be turnover in that, but get someone responsible in there. You're still the face of it. But dude, when you got a chance to run 2 or 3 partnership collaborations a month, like that's where the real funding is. And then put more energy into your production value, into the content that you're creating. And a leading question, as a sports fan from New England, getting invited to the roast of Tom Brady.
Oh yeah, that was nuts.
How?
So that came about with I got a DM from now my Netflix rep, but I thought it was like a scam. She wanted me to shoot with Eddie Murphy for the Beverly Hill Cop movie to promote it. Yeah, Axel F. And I got the message over DMs, I think twice, and email. I think and maybe I'm being a little bit dramatic, but I think after the first or second email, I finally looked at it and was like, I don't think this is a scam. So I responded, and then we got on a call, and there's like 6 of them on the call, all professional. Like I'm like
wearing suits and ties and.
Yeah,
really?
I'm like still in my robe. I'm like, this is legit. And Jesse and I kind of pay attention. And
oh, you woke up for that one, did you?
yeah, they're like midway through the call, they're like, who else would you like on the show? Like any names? And I'm like, yeah, anybody that's cool, Michael Jordan or whoever. And they have all these actors that are listed within Netflix, right? That they're down for me to help promote. So all these different names. So it was a great connection to have. But for Tom Brady, that was just for fun. So they wanted me to get set up with the Beverly Hill Cop promotion. But then they just invited us to this roast to walk the red carpet. And I didn't want to ask any dumb questions, but I kind of just let it go until the day of. I was like, in my head, I'm like, are we walking this red carpet, or are we like going to watch people walk the red carpet? You know what I mean? Because I feel like if I walk the red carpet, no one's going to know who I am. Like, I was asking Jesse, and he's like, I don't think it's what you think it is. Like in the car on the way there. I'm like, I don't know, man. So we get there, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. They set up the names for the cameras. They're like telling you where to look, having you move forward. They have 50 cameras out there, Entertainment Tonight's, asking for a dad joke. And I was a little starstruck, I guess, just from the whole thing. And it was a lot of fun. But man, was I nervous right when the camera started. And then guys like Bert Kreischer were there, Tom Segura, Shane Gillis,
Like legends
Kevin
of
Hart,
comedy were there.
legends. And Bert actually follows me. So
I
it
think
was
if
like,
you really deep dive 2 million followers on Instagram, there's going to be a lot of legends of comedy and sports figures and pop culture like icons that are all slotted in checking your stuff out, man.
I know, yeah. I wish Instagram had a like a tool to I don't know if they probably do.
Well, they
but
do.
It's,
They do. They're not sharing it with
Yeah,
you,
they
but
got
they're
it.
checking
yeah.
it out.
I don't like third party apps that Instagram doesn't support because that's where you get banned. But it would be interesting to see who's checking it out because there are a few names that actually follow, and there's guys like Usain Bolt who just like my videos, but he's
Yeah.
never followed me. But yeah, the roast was cool. Bert was the one I was pretty excited to see because we've exchanged messages.
Not Lonnie Paxton. So like I'm friends with,
Oh, yeah,
with a New England Patriots guy.
No.
He's a long snapper for the Pats. He lives in Carlsbad, just right up the road from me. He's just the nicest guy in the world, and I was lucky enough to meet him from another former Patriots player who's also in my circle of friends. Like really wild that I've got Patriots fans, Patriots former players that are friends of mine that all live around Carlsbad and Encinitas. And Lonnie hits me up when he saw that we did a collab, and he's like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
like I love this guy." And it's like it's fun. It's got to be funny for you that you've got famous, super accomplished Super Bowl champions that are like so fired up on what you do. It's got to be
Yeah,
amazing.
He was stoked to see me. It was awesome. It's actually funny. He just messaged me yesterday. And he just goes, "Bro," and I was like, "What up, Lonnie?" or something like that. And he didn't respond for hours. And I was like, "You just gonna throw me a curveball like that?" And then it just a fastball at the end. Like you just gonna leave me hanging, huh? And he responded. But yeah, Lonnie was funny. Yeah, it's interesting to see who follows. This social media is crazy.
It is. It is
You know what I mean?
absolutely wild. I've got like a who's the famous actor who was in all the Endgame movies, like the evil villain guy, Galactus. Or
Josh
not
Brolin.
Galactus. Thank you, Josh Brolin. So Josh Brolin I think is hysterical on Instagram. I've never met him, but one of my old snowboarders who lived in Mammoth for years, actually another Lonnie Kauk. Was a pro snowboarder for years and years and years, and I worked with him when I was at DC Shoes. And I watch his climbing videos because him and his dad are like famous climbers around Yosemite and in the Mammoth area. And in almost all of his videos, Josh Brolin is liking all of his stuff and like making comments in there. And I'm like, dude, that's bananas. Like one of the most famous actors.
Yeah.
He's like checking out my homie who's like an epic rock climber. Like, go figure. Like,
Yeah.
You never know how the world is connected.
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting the difference between social media and in person with some of these guys. For example, Aaron Rodgers follows me. He bought one of my sweatshirts, which is awesome. I think the first time I saw him, I didn't know if he's gonna like wear it in an interview. Someone sent me a tweet. They're like, "Yo, isn't this your sweatshirt?" I was in the bathroom in a public restaurant or public. I was at Topgolf in the bathroom. I just started screaming. I think I just scared the hell out of everybody. But I was so juiced. I'm like, but he's cool in person. He's nice to me, but I don't know if I want to say they exactly want to like, I don't know, like hang out, and be and give you that much attention. I think it's more that they just want to watch your videos and move on. They think it's funny. I don't know. Maybe
I think it depends. Like there's a get to know you phase, right? Like I didn't know you at all. And then we roll out to the dock, aside from having a couple of Zoom calls and like we're shooting shit, like we're there for a couple hours together. Like we're going to talk. And the back end of that, I'm like, we got to have him on the show. And like, this is great. Like this is the kind of stuff. So I think with an Aaron Rodgers, he's probably a pretty gated guy. He's got a lot of people in his life. And I think you'd be surprised where he's probably like, oh, like, yeah, I got room for that. And everyone's got a certain amount of room to for those opportunities. Back to like Bert Kreischer, I had my own little fan moment with him.
Oh, really?
Well, we did a very short-lived sponsorship when we couldn't afford to of Two Bears, One Cave. And so it was Tom Segura and Bert's show. And this was in like the middle of the pandemic. It was like 2021. We couldn't afford to do it. And I think we only did 2 episodes because we ran out of money. Like, we just couldn't afford it. It was like so expensive. And years later, like 2 years later, like actually it was this last year, I saw someone sent me a picture from his Instagram because he was like doing a video making a cup of coffee, and he had a tub of our collagen and he was using it. Like, he just kind of like, it was just in his video. He didn't tag us. He didn't like mention us. And my buddy's like, holy shit, dude, Bert uses Bubs. And I was like, yes, this is so cool.
That's awesome.
So,
That is so sick.
you get those moments where it's like, Aaron Rodgers is wearing my sweatshirt. Hell yeah.
Yeah. No, and then I jumped to the conclusion that we're best friends, and I think that's my problem. Is, you know, he's like, no, I just follow your stuff.
Yeah.
You're funny.
You're funny.
You know what I mean?
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
I watch your dad jokes while I'm taking a shit. Like,
Exactly. Just don't talk to me.
This is I got my 5 minutes and you're a part of it. So thank you. But,
Yeah.
you know, we're good.
it's like I'm watching this now. I'm on to the news.
No, it's like we were in the celebrity golf tournament, and Travis Kelce, he follows me, and he's at the roulette table, and we said hi, dapped it up or whatever, and then I'm trying to get on the table and play some roulette with him. Like, when do I get this chance? And he didn't even like look at me the rest of the night. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm sitting there thinking, you got to talk to me because we're best friends, right? No, he just doesn't care.
We just had a homie moment, right? He's like,
Yeah.
he's like,
What are we doing later?
I've checked that box. I'm moving on to the next thing. And that's probably part of it. Like, again, there are some guardrails, but I think there is room in there. It's just, like, you got to hit it at the right time. You caught him in a gambling phase. He's like, look, I'm not at practice right now. I'm going to get drunk on these $2 cocktails, and I'm going to play some roulette.
he's probably more stressed than anyone else playing roulette because he's probably playing with a little bit more than everybody else.
Just a touch.
Yeah.
And he's also got to be like, God damn it, who's going to take the shitty photo of me that's going to get circulated on the news, and then
Yeah, exactly.
Taylor's going to call me and be mad, and
yeah, exactly.
Well, there, you got that. So we have a section of the show which we've kind of extended that we thought would be interesting. And Nathan, do you want to lead us off with this section?
Yeah, it's just rapid fire questions is what we call this, Logan. And so just clear your head. We're just going to fire if it leads into a story, awesome. If it's a one-word answer, that's great too. It's just one of those, like, it's a bunch of things that I kind of put in there where it's like, I feel like you learn more about a person by the way they answer some of these questions. So, like, we want to know your soul. No, okay.
Let's do it.
No pressure.
First one we've already kind of
just don't take it.
First one we've already kind of talked about. Where do you live?
Arizona.
There we go. Not San Diego, not South Lake Tahoe, not Incline Village, Arizona.
Yep.
Are you registered to vote in Arizona?
So I moved here in February, and 2 years ago, no, yesterday, I just registered my ID. So
there we go.
It only took me 6 months.
There we go. What was your very first job?
I was a runner at a restaurant. I hated it. I didn't know the difference between aioli and mayonnaise. So
what restaurant?
Bridges. It's in Danville, California. It's the same restaurant Mrs. Doubtfire was filmed where she jumped over the table.
Oh, nice. Did you ever read
that?
No, almost. Why, just holding food.
So your parents actually moved from Danville up to South Lake?
Yeah, East Bay. They were living in Martinez, and then they moved to Tahoe.
Oh, nice. That's a good relocation.
Yeah.
Have you ever been on a dating app?
Yes.
Which ones?
Bumble, Hinge.
Did people
not Grindr?
Did anybody ever recognize
my family
you?
thinks I'm on Grindr. Yes. No, I'll get messages on Instagram saying, "Hey, someone is impersonating you," and I'm like, "No, that's me."
No, man. No, I'm looking for Mrs. Right here, so just
I'm glad you messaged me actually because you swiped no on me. Thank you.
Yeah. So would you say we kind of skipped a question I want to go back to? Would you say you are currently doing your dream job, or what is your dream job?
Oh, my dream job man. I would say it's changed. It's evolved. When I was 13, I wanted to be a pilot. I
Good.
got older, which I'm still trying to work on my private pilot's license. But yeah, I think this is honestly my dream job. I think everyone would like the time and freedom that I get to have, while having fun doing my job.
Yep.
So I think that's the ultimate goal in any kind of job.
No, I think that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of sandwich?
Hot dog.
We're gonna
I'm
go
just
down that
kidding.
rabbit hole.
I don't think it's a sandwich. Honestly, PB&J. I didn't know how to make any other sandwiches growing up, and I just slapped it on, and it did me great. I felt good after. So
I'm not gonna lie. When I have to make my kids like endless peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, for years I resisted. And
Yeah.
these last couple, like especially during the summer when you're like you need the sandwich to get put in the cooler to go to the beach, I am all about my wife will look at me. She's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm making a third peanut butter and jelly sandwich."
Don't judge me.
Don't judge. There's protein in there. There's carbs in there that I need to fuel up. It's
Exactly.
happening. Well, this next question is different. We all have our own answers to this, and you do live in Tahoe part time. Do you sleep with your socks on?
It's 50-50. Sometimes I'll have them on, and I'm just too lazy to take it off. But when I think about it, I'll take them off because I'm like, oh, that's very uncomfortable.
Nathan, how about you? Like, weigh in on this one.
I refuse to sleep with socks on. I refuse. And if like sharing like a hotel room with somebody and they're getting in bed with their socks on, I call them out.
Yeah.
It's a visceral reaction for me.
I will be hypocritical and call people out, but I will do it once in a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of laziness.
That's fair. I am a no sock in bed person.
Yeah.
I remember being really cold on like yurt camping trips where it was a necessity, and I struggled with it even then. Like you have to do it, but I didn't like it.
Same. I'll do those, but I if my feet are hot, everything is hot. If my feet are cold, everything is cold. So that's just Do you play any instruments?
I played the baritone from 3rd grade, 4th grade. I think it was actually 3rd grade. 3rd grade to 7th grade.
Can you still play?
If I was given one, I might be able to.
You think you could sight read a little bit?
Yeah. The notes I would be way off, but I could fake it or something. It'd give me a couple of days and
we're talking baritone like the old horn, like
three buttons, horn goes like that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Little reed in the middle or something like that, or no reed. I guess I don't know.
No, just the
mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny. I was like baritone. You mean like your deeper voice? And I'm like, no, the instrument. I had to think about that for a second.
No, I tried the trombone and I thought my arms were too short, so I was like, give me something else.
I can't get the extension. That's fair.
I got little arms.
That's fair. Alligator arms. Just sometimes that's a better instrument for you. What is your Chipotle order?
It's a bowl. I get half chicken, half steak. I think that they fill it up a little bit more if you do half and half. I'll pay the extra. A little sour cream, lettuce, salsa, medium, sour cream, then a little hot sauce thing after.
Do you just go straight lettuce, or do you splurge on the rice and beans?
Brown rice. And I'll do lettuce once in a while. I think the lettuce kind of brings it down a little bit sometimes, but if I'm starving, I'll throw in anything.
Yep. There's a value add on that one where it's like it takes up a lot of air and space, but if you want to go full mass, the double protein scoop is a solid way. I agree with that. You split it, chicken steak. and then your rice is going to be a little bit filling. So if you're definitely going for it, and then lettuce, just don't let them add the lettuce to like the tail end of it, because then it's just like window dressing. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah. Also, I'm a little nervous to go to Chipotle with all the drama going on. I don't know if you know anything about it, but
No. But I don't have my finger on the pulse of the Chipotle happenings, but what's going on?
no, it's just everyone was complaining on TikTok. It was starting to blow up. The CEO had to come out and say something, and I don't know if it's better. One of the biggest food critics on TikTok. He'll literally go to any restaurant if he says it's good, business is through the roof. He goes to Chipotle and gave him a 2 out of 10. He like scores them. So if it's anything under a 5, it just blows up. And he gave Chipotle a 2 out of 10. And my whole TikTok feed was people's food, what it looked like, their proportions were lower. Just all kinds of different things.
I had heard
But
that.
maybe
Yeah, I heard it was I think it was like some finance bro. Like that's the whole thing, like the finance bros that love Chipotle. And one of them
Yeah.
was like weighing the bowl every time. And it was like over the course of 6 months, it progressed, like there's a downward curve as to like how much was
Really?
in the bowl of, because that
Wow.
was the thing. It's like, oh yeah, one scoop, it's this many grams carbs, this many gram protein. And they're like, well,
Right.
yeah, but they're not actually scooping. They're scooping like a scoop and a half when it should be just one. So they were actually
Right.
like, fixing it, but then people got pissed.
It is very interesting on those kind of restaurants like Panda and all those scoops. It's like it's just different every time. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yep, I don't disagree with you on that one, and that inconsistency will definitely plague you if you build a reputation of like, oh yeah, I go to Chipotle because I always leave so full and I'm so satisfied. And it's funny because like we have like once in a blue moon, something weird happens with our stick packets. And, you know, like when you're making our electrolytes, for example, they go into a little stick packet. And you're making 100,000 stick packets, right? So that's a lot of stick packets. Inevitably, one of those stick packets is going to be like it's just the product's not going to fall in, but it's on this automated line and it gets passed through. I guarantee you that we will hear about it. That one stick packet out of 100,000. And in fact, it actually happened to us. That's why I brought the example up. This guy, Eli Webb, who's an ultramarathon runner, like gnarly endurance athlete, he had it happen to him. And he's like, he just texts me. He's like, hey man, this is really weird. Like this, he sends me a video. He's like, this stick's empty. And I'm like, well, the good news is you didn't pay for it. So I'll get you another one.
Wow. Yeah. I'm nervous something will happen in, the low amount of things that I sell, let alone 1,000 going out.
Yeah.
So
yeah, Chipotle is like mass producing hundreds of thousands of meals in scoops every single day. Like that's kind of crazy. And you definitely want to make sure you're taking care of your people.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing about social media is you have one person, do a video of Chipotle that's disgusting or whatever it may be, it blows up.
Yeah.
Now Chipotle has that rep, So
yeah, good luck unwinding that. I mean, it took Bud Light a year of like putting a lot of money and ad efforts to get people to be like, all right, they're cool again. I mean, Bud Light went through hell and back on that campaign.
And they're still even kind of like, a little bit of a meme. It's not as bad, but
nope.
It's just,
Well, I stress tested that. I was in Nashville 2 weekends ago with my wife, just doing a little country getaway weekend. And we went to Kid Rock's bar. And I was like, well, what are they serving? And they were serving Bud Light.
Oh, really?
And I was like, all right, Bud Light's back. It's in Kid Rock's bar. It was all over, like they had the signs up, like it was back. And I was like, I wonder what kind of back end deal maybe got struck.
I know, right?
For a Kid Rock to be like, all right, man, you're cool again. I'll let you back in. But no more of that hanky-panky shit.
I was listening to Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn and Dana White talk about it, and I was like, all right, I'll drink Bud Light again.
I mean, they threw mad marketing dollars into the most masculine sports and activities to be like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Come on, we're still us.
Yeah. Bring me back.
Bring us back in, guys. We strayed. Okay, we're sorry. Like what?
One of their first ads back, I remember it was Peyton Manning and Emmitt Smith. I'm like, they're just going for it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, you're definitely like
Yeah.
what else? Ad agencies, give us all the ideas.
yeah. Dude,
Yeah.
fun fact for you guys. So I went to college about an hour and a half from the Anheuser-Busch brewery in I went to college at Mizzou. It's an hour and a half from St. Louis where the brewery's at. My first and last class ever in college was in the Anheuser-Busch auditorium. And it was supposed to be a dry campus, but my classes were in the Anheuser-Busch auditorium.
funny.
Oh,
So-
that's actually funny. All right, next question. Can you whistle? That's a yes.
The answer is that. How much can you bench press?
I think that my top was 225 twice. I'm not sure if I've tried more.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 wheels on each side.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to bump that up right now. It's the first time I worked out yesterday in over probably 3 months.
You got a
So-
heavy travel schedule. I'm just really glad that my old PR and your PR are tied. We don't have to have a competition.
Yeah.
We're just tied. Till you text me and say 2:30, bro, and then I got to go back to work. Can you hacky sack?
No.
All right. That's okay. That's okay.
That's easy. What's the last book that you read for pleasure?
Harry Potter.
How
Good
long
pull.
ago was that?
That was in I think November.
Okay, so
And they-
recently.
Yeah, but I'm working on a new book. I think it's called The Alchemist, or oh gosh, why can't I? I'm like dyslexic right now. I forget what it's called, but it's the guy that travels with his sheep to find love. Gosh, do you guys know what I'm
Yeah, the
talking about?
alchemist.
Yeah, it's The Alchemist.
Okay.
Okay, I'm saying that.
Yeah, he's a shepherd.
Yeah,
he's
read that
like
right now.
he's on a search for love with it, and he's taking his sheep around with him to find love or something, right?
Yeah. I've started that book about 2 months ago, but I read slow.
All right. And, well, how many books do you read? This is kind of a sub question. How many books do you read at the same time?
Oh, one.
Okay, so you're not like 3 different books,
Oh,
picking them
no.
up and putting them down.
No, I've read actually probably maybe 5 or 6 books in my life.
Oh, okay. So now you're kind of then you're
Yeah,
really
yeah.
ramping up right now, but going from Harry Potter to The Alchemist, like you're getting back into it.
Yeah, for me that spends a lot of time on his phone. I start getting aware of it, and I'm like, I need to retrain my brain a different way sometimes. So I'll sit there by the pool now, and I'll try to read or just like slow down my brain because I'm just on the computer, on the phone.
Yeah.
So
Oh, it's good to unplug,
it's just
especially when
Yeah.
you got access to nature like you do.
yeah.
Nathan, you're up.
What's in it? Do you have a piece of advice that you live by?
My advice, for me, and it's not for everyone, is I trust God and His plan for whatever I do,
Nice.
and it sometimes works out, sometimes it seems like it doesn't, but it's gonna work out.
It's going to
So,
work out, and there's lessons in there. Like
Yeah.
there might be hard lessons, but there's lessons. Yeah,
Yep.
it's good stuff. So, what is the last trip that you took, and what's your next one coming up?
Last trip I took was to San Diego.
Solid.
Last week. It's my birthday, so we all celebrated as some friends down there, and now I'm traveling to Tahoe on Thursday.
There we go.
I got to shoot a wedding for my friend here, which will be fun. So get to shoot and have a little fun, and then work at the bike shop, and I'm coming back
There we go.
for about 12 hours. Then I go to Palm Springs.
Keep it rolling.
Always on the
Yeah.
move.
Rank these in order: salsa, queso, guacamole.
Guacamole 1, queso, and then salsa.
Perfect. I love it. Queso has finally come out of the back end and has made it into
Out
the
of
top 2.
3?
It's been number 3
Salsa
the
has
last
been
few.
very
The last couple episodes, the queso is not getting the love, and I'm like, come on, people, queso's good.
I think we've even had like Texas
And I'm
people.
gonna call
like,
bullshit on people because like if you put queso, guac, and salsa, I think salsa is gonna be dead last, and people are gonna go for that good fatty, just cheesy goodness.
Well, queso, it could actually be number one, depending on if it's, heated or however it's made.
True.
I guess it's the same with guacamole, so it could go either way.
I hear you there.
Yeah.
What do you do to relax?
Man, honestly, it's sad, but I will just go horizontal in my bed, don't talk to anybody, and just watch videos, TikToks or Netflix. It's just my way to reset. Can shut the brain off.
Yep. That's fantastic. And actually, I
Yeah.
got you. There's nothing sad about it. Like my wife does that religiously
Yeah.
every night. There's like this kind of like 10-minute scroll right before she shuts off the lights and goes to bed where she's just like, I don't have to think. I don't have to, I'm
Yeah.
horizontal in the bed and I can just watch cat videos or do whatever I want to do because I don't have to think and everything just kind of decompresses, phone's off and she's lights out. So
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
I'm not gonna say I like to go on walks and think about life. I just like to lay down and nobody talks to me. It re-energizes
That's
me.
perfect.
So, yeah.
All right, man. Well, listen, Logan, this has been awesome. And I appreciate your time here. Nathan, take
Thanks.
it away, man.
Yeah. Well, Logan, first, like before we shut down, where if people want to follow you, like if Usain Bolt is watching this, let's say, and he's not following you, where should he go to follow you?
Yeah. On Instagram, all the platforms, look up Logan Lisle. Or if you just want to make it easy, go to Google and type in the dad joke guy. You'll see my platforms everywhere.
And you have a website too.
Yep, DockTok.com.
Cool. And we'll make sure to throw
Nice
all
one.
that in the show notes for all of you guys listening and watching. We'll make sure to put that in the caption for you.
Right on. We got Bub's Coffee in there. We got about 20 orders today.
Nice.
So it's all packaged up right
Right,
now.
solid, man. Get those boxes out.
go.
It's funny. We've had a little bit of an uptick ourselves. I saw a couple of them last night. I'm like,
Nice.
oh yeah, we did our collab. Like, of course, people are starting to be like, oh yeah, the coffee. I gotta get more of it.
Yeah, no, I got a campaign running right now, so we're gonna be a little bit more consistent on letting people know when we have more coffee and everything, and doing the whole comment thing. So
Nice.
it's time to ramp
Well,
it
I
up.
look forward to roasting the next batch, and then just putting aside and slotting in for some, and then just maybe we'll control it. And we'll see like how we want to angle it out. But I definitely sense a holiday
Right on.
roast coming up here.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I am envisioning the Santa
Sounds
cap
awesome.
on top of the DockTok logo that just sort of pops off to the side. Just use a little creative forum here if people like that.
Well, the top half of the bag is red.
See,
Ooh, a little Santa hat.
White.
Yep.
Can we dye your mustache white?
Ooh, for whole December.
just
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
we're gonna scheme here. If people might have some comments in case this particular audio snippet and video snippet makes it onto social media. We're gonna need some feedback on the holiday roast, Bubs Brew DockTok collab. What are we doing here? This open forum. What are we doing here? I like it. Logan, thank you for joining us today. Now we know where people know how to find you, and all that being said, we have a little outro music, I think, or I think we do. I don't know.
You just say the thing.
What do I
don't
say?
do it. Well, no, you gotta say this thing down here at the
Ah,
bottom.
I'm just kidding. As always, thank you for listening. You can find the Cult of Recreationalism on all your podcasting services. And don't forget to check us out on YouTube or our social media. Just look up Bubs Naturals and you'll find us. And please leave a thumbs up, maybe a 5-star if you're feeling it. Whatever platform you're on, every positive review helps.
Cool.
That's
Logan,
it.
thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, guys.